benefit, this ridiculous money grab,
Federal workers want $1,400 a week to stay home with their family because of COVID.
Gained antibodies and immunity from COVID-19 as a result of having been vaccinated. Across the country, only about 35% of school districts have returned to fully in-person instruction. If the parents of children at the other 65% of school districts happen to work for the federal government, they can even if a school offers in-person instruction, it maintains the option to learn virtually. The parent can still get paid to stay home and not perform any work.
That's my Gooberman.
In my state that don't work for the federal government aren't receiving these same benefits. This is clearly cherry picking to benefit federal employees, to pay them not to work.
This is in the COVID bill.
I respect the work that federal employees do. I respect the work that all government employees do, but to give
Funding for climate justice.
in the midst of this pandemic by paying them not to work and using tax dollars from other states and other places that don't enjoy that benefit is simply grossly unfair. Over the last year, countless numbers of parents have balanced the impossible: work and remote learning for their children. It's been hard. I understand that. Many parents have turned their kitchen tables into makeshift offices and classroom spaces until their children were able to physically return to work.
1.9 trillion COVID relief.
Today, less than 7% of the school districts in Texas are fully remote. 7% are fully remote, and 2/3 are fully in person in my state. They've found a way to safely return to the classroom.
Blank check for mismanaged union pension plans. What?
Federal employees who have not had to make that tough choice.
New subway system for Silicon Valley. This is for the COVID-19 relief plan. You fucking Democrats make me sick. In fact, all you clowns down here in D.C. make me sick.
Outrageously so. Only $160 billion, 8% of the total cost, is directly related to combating COVID-19. 8%. The rest of the bill, as I've tried to point out, is a variety of, it's a grab bag, really, of partisan priorities, wasteful spending, and counterproductive policy. What's worse, this restructuring, according to Mr. Clyburn's language, to fit the vision of the Democratic Party will cost taxpayers nearly $2 trillion. That's on top of the $4 trillion we've already spent last year. $2 trillion more. Well, somebody's going to have to pay that money back. And I fear it will not be us, because we'll be long gone. It'll be our children and grandchildren, and at this rate of reckless spending, our great-grandchildren will have to be the ones to pay the money back. This bill is not the answer to the real challenges that
28 trillion, trillion right here.
We've shown our willingness to work together in a
just went over 28 trillion 008 billion.
The need to provide real relief, both from the public health consequences and the economic fallout associated with the virus. But this bill doesn't even attempt to do that. Fortunately, as a result of the work we did last year, including last December, and by the way, only about 20% of the money that we've appropriated just a few weeks ago, actually a couple of months ago now in December, has actually been spent. Only about 20% has been spent. And here we are being asked to appropriate 1.9 trillion more.
Whoa.
But the good news is the money we spent last
money,
year...
more money, more money, more money, more money.
The money we invested in treatments, in research and development of vaccines, and now the distribution of vaccines, it's actually making a real difference. We're vaccinating roughly 3 million people a day in America. More than 70 million people have had shots in arms, and we're doing our best to try to get it in people's arms as fast as we safely can. President Biden said, we'll get that job done by the end of May. That's wonderful news. The other wonderful news is that unemployment rates are going down, and state revenue is going back up. School districts across the country have safely resumed in-person learning. 1 in 5 adults in America have now received a dose of the vaccine, and a third vaccine has now been approved, so that number will climb faster and faster and faster. Every day we're moving closer to the light at the end of the tunnel, and now is not the time to squander the goodwill and trust that the American people have had in us to be good stewards of the public health and our economy by engaging in this sort of embarrassing partisan exercise.
Yeah, I hear you,
Madam
John.
President, I yield the floor.